When we had last left Andreas, the trial and interview with the Archdeacon was upon Tassing. Yes, young Andreas, I guess, was called to meet with the Archdeacon and reveal lots of his investigations. Father Garno was quite pissed about everything, and how Andreas was digging up bodies and shit like that, and said that it would be remembered. Ultimately, what would really be remembered by Father Garno was how Andreas implicated Prior Ferenc in the murder of Baron Rothvogel. Was it the correct thing to have done? The answers were unclear. The answers weren't around, and one thing was for sure. Old fucking Father Garno did not want Andreas back in town. And 7 years passed. Brother Piero died. And now, Andreas found himself once more back in Kearsarge. This is Pentiment. Welcome back. Holy shit. Now, I did look up, like I said, I cheated a little bit and looked up to see if we had advanced a little too much, because I really felt like I had fucked up really badly. And it seems as if we are A-okay. How did I do it? I'm glad you asked. I just simply loaded up someone else's playthrough who did like a big stream of it, right? And I scrubbed through until they got to... I looked up the name of the trial, right? The like big subtitle or whatever. And then I found a stream that someone had done. I muted their stream, loaded it up, paused it, and scrubbed through at the bottom to see how quickly their scenes progressed, right? And granted, very well it may have been that they played out the exact same way for them as it did for me, because I have no idea. I didn't look that closely. I was simply trying to look and see how quickly their scenes progressed. But yeah, I think that's how it is intended to progress. It is meant to be that intentionally unnerving to the player, which frankly I think is fucking incredible. the way in which it evoked guilt and doubt upon me, right? Because guilt, I think I touched on this before in a past playthrough. I don't know which one it was, but it's wild how games are so good at conveying and evoking guilt from players relative to maybe almost every other artistic medium, right? Because the interactive nature can directly implicate you, you know? And they have absolutely used that here. This might be, I don't know, maybe one of, if not the greatest examples of a video game utilizing guilt. But holy shit, here we have it. Anyway, let's see. What's over here? The room is sparse compared to what I'm used to. Golden Hand Inn. Let's take a look at the map. Is everything about the same? At the Abbey, it seems to be. Oh. At Tassing, there is a hand. What does that mean? At the Golden Hand Inn. I guess that's a new... Yeah, this must be new. Okay. Oh, look. Martin Bauer and Widow Kemperin. Franz Bauer is not there. Okay. Anything else changed? Mill. I feel like there are names missing here, but maybe because we're not zoomed in. Tassing, Drucker House, Our Lady of the Labyrinth, Midwife Alban, Balthazar, Rathaus. I think Werner was there, though. We never really got to talk with them, though. We just never had the opportunity. I want to make sure I make time this time. Especially when we're really fucking depressed. Okay. Sure. Who is this? Hannah. Okay. I would like to make fuck, or what, what do you say whenever you stroll out of an inn room? Right? Sorry, I needed to get my pants off of the ceiling fan there, Hannah. Right? Fuck me. Maybe it evokes Disco Elysium, this game, so much because, like, especially right now, they're both, like, heavy on narrative, but they clearly do it in a bit different way and all of that. But right now it's really, they're really evoking one another because it is so sad. Right? The emotions are very similar, but caused for very different reasons, right? Anyway, Hannah. Hello, Andreas. How are you enjoying your stay? It's been wonderful, Hannah. Thank you. Well enough. The room is not what I'm used to, honestly. It's been wonderful, Hannah. Thank you. Oh, good. You're in the best room we have. I'm glad it's to your liking. Was there anything else? No, thank you. Until later. Until then. Let's head on down. Meadow. Who is this? Do we know this person? Killian. Good day, Master Maler. Nico?
Ah, Master Maler, is it? Hello and welcome to the Golden Hand. I'm Nico Berger. I own this land house and run it with my wife, Hannah, and our son, Killian. I believe my boy helped you to your room. Is it to your liking?
It's lovely, thank you. It suffices, not quite the comfort I'm accustomed to. It's lovely, thank you.
I'm glad to hear it, glad to hear it. When you arrive in town, one of the locals said you lived here a few years back.
Yes, I worked for the abbey as an artist. And? And?
I heard that you were involved in solving a murder.
Yes, out of necessity. The wrong man was accused of the crime, a friend of mine. Are you trying to ask me to solve a murder? Say nothing. Say nothing.
All right. Well, I'll leave you to your day.
Whew, I fucking like that.
Until later.
Until then. Holy shit. I love that we had the option to just not. Oh my god, look at this fucking asshole. Look at this. This guy seems like an asshole. All right, Samuel. Hello, Andreas. Okay. What the fuck? Let's head over here. Meadow. Hey, Otto. He doesn't look too much different. Beard's a little longer. Oh shit, that must be Martin, huh? Oh no, do you think old Till died? Oh, fuck. Just do it. You know it's the right thing. I don't understand why this is so hard for you. Otto, I'm scared. It's dangerous to cross the Abbot. Would you prefer the alternative? You don't need to do that, Otto. I understand. I'm just saying... Andreas? Andreas Maler? It's good to see you again, old friend. Otto, you're looking well. This is my apprentice, Kaspar Giagler, from Salzburg. A small city located on the river Salz, and founded on Roman ruins. Oh, fitting. Rumors of violence and rebellion in the city are becoming more common. Kaspar's hometown. Good day. Ah, that answers that. I thought he might be your son. We don't grow them that fast, even in Nuremberg. No, not yet. I've only been married 7 years, Otto. Let's joke around. We don't grow them that fast, even in Nuremberg. They grow fast enough around here. Ava and I just had our first, little Otto, though we call him Ots. Aww. So they did end up getting together. Congratulations to you both. That's wonderful news. After yourself? That's wonderful news. Thank you. It's been a trial with Dad gone, but Clara and Ursula help out where they can. Oh yeah, Ursula. How does she look now? Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. She was, like, not even able to talk. Okay. He lived a surprisingly long time, considering his profession and previous stroke. I'm sorry to hear about your father. Huh, shame. We shouldn't say this. We shouldn't bring this up. Not right now, right? That's way too clinical to talk about that. I'm sorry to hear about your father. That's life. At least he was with Lord. At least he's with the Lord now, free of his aches and pains. I know Ava wrote to you about my father's death, Andreas. Why didn't you write back? I'm sorry, things got busy after I left Tassing. Sigh and look at the ground. No, I want to stumble over talking. I want that. I'm sorry, things got busy after I left Tassing. Sorry to interrupt, but I should be heading back. I feel like I should remember your face, but I can't place it. Otto, aren't you going to introduce me to your new friend? Or to your friend? Dude, that's Martin. That is fucking Martin. I feel like I should remember your face, but I can't place it. Oh, don't trouble yourself. It's me, Martin. Remember? Oh, yes, of course. Hello, Martin. You've grown. Hello, Martin. Hello. Sorry to run, but I have to get these sheep back to the farm. As much as I love whittling away the hours in the meadow, I have a lot to attend to. Otto, I'll see you at the meeting later. Andreas, until later. So far, he seems like he has grown up and, like, you know, bettered himself, right? Like I said, I like to give kids the benefit of the doubt. We can think about it. Last time I saw Martin was in this meadow. He was sneezing. Seemed to hate being here. Even his mother, Kat, said that he always sneezed when he was in the meadow. Huh. Okay. Strange. Oh. Is it strange, or are you just confused? I know what I saw. Am I confused? Am I confused? Are you? Fuck, am I confused? Good to see you, Martin. Pain in my ass. What's this about a meeting? Is something happening in town? I can't believe how much Martin's changed. Let's bring that up. True. He's like the prodigal son. Took over his father's farm after Franz died. We get to see him as we last remembered him in life. He's been a much better husband to Brigida and provider for Kat. How's Brigida? Brigida looks about the same. Maybe it won't update? I don't know. Brigida looks pretty much identical. Kat definitely looks a little more aged. What's this about a meeting? Something happening in town? Franz died? How is Little Wolf doing? Little Wolf. Oh yeah, the little bean. Okay, yeah, definitely these two have not updated then. Gotcha. Franz died? How's Little Wolf doing? Franz's heart gave out. Local legend says he was screaming at Kat and he dropped dead. Not that I want anyone to suffer, but few were sad to see that man go. And Little Wolf, he died a few months after you left. Oh my God. I think Martin still feels guilty about it. Really? Why? Was Martin still missing? Huh. Or just like general, like the guilt of living on, right? Survivor's guilt. What's this about a meeting? You picked an interesting time to visit. come by the town commons in a while. I think you'll be interested to hear what I have to say. Actually, I was just on my way to see Klaus. I'll consider it, thanks. I was just on my way to see Klaus. Tell him to come too. He's been dragging his feet. Until later. Old faces. Brother Wojslav uses thyme in almost all of the abbey's cooking. Maybe because it grows so easily here. Golden Hand Inn. Church and Druckers. I'm worried if we go toward the commons, time will advance, right? Let's see here. Sure. Yeah, let's go check with Klaus. Ah, the many-petaled cinquefoil. It grows so easily, some consider it a weed. Still, I think it has a certain charm. Hey, Schlau. There you go. Cool. Alright, mill. We can check the ruins. Wow, the drawings are still here from Paul. Or Peter. Huh. I wonder how that ended up turning out. We can't inspect the windmill anymore. Muller House is closed. Fuck it, let's go do the church and Druckers. Oh shit, cutscene. Thomas. Andreas! I had heard you were back in Tassing. God bless you. God bless you, Father Thomas. It's good to see you again. Good morning, Father Thomas. You're not going to try to get me to come to Mass, are you? It's good to see you again, Father Thomas. Hopefully this visit will be less eventful than your last. Tassing has enough going on as it is. We have our bonfire for St. John's Eve tomorrow night. People get up to all sorts of mischief. St. John? St. John's. The feast and celebration of St. John the Baptist, beginning at sunset on June 23rd, coincides with Midsummer's Day and the summer solstice. And then it's my job to hear their confessions in the days that follow. Not to mention the grumbling the peasants are making. That's just talk, brother. No need to scare our guest with such things. I'm sure if there's trouble, Master Maler will be the first to stick his nose in it. Why are you always such an asshole? Say nothing. We're older. We care less. Why are you always such an asshole? You have no appreciation for how privileged your life is. It's easy enough for you to come and go. You don't have to live with the consequences. After Ferenc was executed, Father Abbot made Matthew the new prior. Oh shit, really? Matthew? How's he look? Did that update? Nah, still the same. Ferenc may have been annoying, but Matthew is even worse. Thanks for that. It would have been better for everyone if you had simply allowed Brother Piero to die. After all, he only had a few years left anyway. You're a buffoon and a coward who hides behind his habit. Stare menacingly at him. Huh. I don't want to talk about it. I'm just going to stare at him. Nothing to say for yourself. Friends, there's no need for such ire. Forgive me, Father Thomas. I let my passions get the better of me. Besides, that's not even why I came down here. I actually came to speak to you on the abbot's behalf, Andreas. Father Gerno would like to invite you to come to the library tomorrow morning if you're interested in purchasing some of our books. The abbot just had me run off and now he wants me back? I can't know the mind of the Father Abbot. I just do what he asks. The library is not quite ready yet, as it does not see much use. If you could come by tomorrow morning, Mother Illuminata can show you what's inside. Mother? Mother Illuminata? Yes, since Mother Cecilia passed a few years ago. Oh, God. How did she die? Well, I suppose Illuminata knows the library better than anyone. And she's the killer. How did she die? Peacefully, in her sleep. So, tomorrow morning? All right. Tell him to expect me. I'll come by to take a look. Very well. I'll let him know. And Andreas, I apologize for my harsh words before. It was rash. Brother Piero was a pious man and a skilled artist. We miss him. I appreciate you saying that. I miss him too. Excellent. I'm so glad you two were able to work things out. Man, maybe Father Thomas is like the real deal. And he actually is like, he wants the best for everybody. Maybe Father Thomas is like legit. Ellipses. Oh, Father Thomas, do you have a moment to speak inside the church? Yes, I think so. Why? A private matter? Oh, of course. Of course. Until tomorrow. God bless you, Andreas. The Abbot's invitation. Okay. Sure. Drucker House. Central Town Commons. Where was it that I was supposed to go for this? The Commons. Okay, so we will avoid that. Can I check the Drucker House? Oh, this is where I was supposed to go. Whoops, my bad. Okay. We checked the mill, right? Let's go to Martin Bauer and the Widow Kemperin. Locked. That's what I assume most of these will be. Can't go over this way. Wait, so Kemperin is still kicking? I guess so. That's kind of incredible. Maybe she really is blessed by some pagan god. Huh? Okay. Sorry, I've endeared myself to these characters. Okay, oh, and I can't go to the forest? No, I can. Alright. Brother Wojlov, yep, uses time. Smokey's home. Oh. Pretty sure a structure is missing. Alright. Meadow. Waterfall. Let's check the waterfall. Anything new or interesting? Nope, same as before. Old salt mine. Oh, what's this? I can look at it now. 2 innocents. What? Huh. Interesting. Maybe written by the person who wrote the mysterious notes. Fascinating. Satya. Okay. There we are. Let's go to the meadow. Let's see how close we can get to the abbey. What's this? What a stunning collection of wildflowers. They all grow so plentifully in the meadow. Can get to the lower abbey. Right. Horses are not there. Of course. Guest house. Oh, I bet the construction is done. Oh, it's gone. Oh, right. Maybe they were just repairing the guest house. Yeah, didn't he say something about working on the roof? Otto. Shrine is locked. Convent is locked. I'm assuming it'll all be locked. Church, locked. Cloister, locked. Okay, let's go the one place we can. It was worth checking, I think. Just in case. Alright. Good. It is kind of actually weird when we come over this way now and see the inn. It gives me like I don't know, a strange feeling inside to see it there. Oh, the golden hand after Saint Satia's the hand, right? The golden hand, of course. Holy shit, I'm fucking retaining stuff, huh? That's terrifying. Let's go to the Drucker house, speak with Klaus. Anything else going on? No? It does look quite nice. I wonder if she's still got my hat. Hey, Klaus. Ellipses. Andreas. I'm sorry, Klaus. I know it's been a long time. Klaus, you're not really mad, are you? I don't want to bother you, but I was just passing through. I'm sorry, Klaus. I know it's been a long time. 7 years. 7 years and nothing from my friend Andreas. First Bert, then Marie, just after Magdalene was born. They died? Or they left? My god, they probably fucking died. Oh my god, little Bert died too? Cute little Bert died? And this isn't the girl with my hat, this is Magdalene then. I wasn't expecting lengthy replies to my letters, Andreas, but an acknowledgement of their passing would have been nice. I'm sorry. I should have written. I didn't know what to say. Say nothing. I'm sorry. I should have written. Yes, you should have. Too late for that now, though. Oh my god. Yeah, Magdalene. Boop, boop, be bobo. Oh, hello. Ellipses. She likes you. Your business seems to have grown. What are you printing? The 12 articles. They were originally written by Swabian peasants who were demanding changes from their lords. Oh. Freedom from serfdom, freedom to hunt and use the woods as God intended, freedom from compulsory labor. Abolition of the inheritance tax, fair appraisal of rent, the return of property to common use and ownership. Bavaria isn't Swabia, but their complaints are just as valid for the peasants of Tassing. Swabia, a former duchy in the southern Holy Roman Empire. It was reformed in the Swabian Circle in 1512. It borders on Bavaria to the west, the Swiss Confederacy to the south, and Austria to the southeast. Man. I figured, like, yeah, mortality rates are fucking rough still in this period. But just how fucking rough were they? Oh my god, I guess thank God Ursula is still around, right? Jesus. God, what if Peter died? Or Paul, or whoever it was? Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Anyway, this must be what Otto is talking about later. He wanted me to bring you along. Ah, so this is Otto's cause. This must be what Otto is talking about later. He wanted me to bring you along. Yes, he's asked. I may come, I may not. The abbot has been squeezing the peasants for years. Now he's squeezing the townsfolk and we're pushing back. Their cause is righteous, Andreas.
If you haven't seen the Gertners lately, you should visit them.
And Otto had you print these?
Yes, why?
Well, I didn't think he could read.
He can't, but just about everyone else in town can. He speaks, I print. Just trying to do my part, I suppose.
Ellipses.
I'm sorry. I'm still not in the mood for this late reunion. Come back for dinner tomorrow. You should go to the Commons, hear what Otto has to say. It's worth hearing.
I understand. Until later, Klaus. Of course. I will see you then. Be good while we're gone, Magdalene.
Until then.
God.
Okay.
A cold reunion. I guess we'll go to the Commons then. Don't want to miss it. Casper, so many people. Let's get a look. Okay. Who is this? I vaguely remember her from the, Oh, from the mill. Yeah, she's the miller's wife. Oh, this must be Peter then. Or Paul. I don't remember. Yeah, and there's him. There's the miller. Who is this kid? Oh, the kid who had that sad look about him a lot. I don't remember. There's Clara. There's Ursula. There's Peter. There's Eva. Little baby. There's ill Peter. Big Jorg. Oh my gosh. There's, what's her name? Gosh, I don't remember. The wife of Steinauer. Oh, Till is still around. There's Martin. There's that one asshole of a doctor. There's this guy with glasses who I don't really even fucking know. There's Hetty. Who is this right here? Fuck, I don't know who this is. Do I? Who is this guy with the bushy red beard? There's this woman who was also at the Spinning Bee. I forgot her name. She was embarrassed by Hetty. There's Ulrich. There's, Ulrich's wife. There's Johann. There's Erdnerson or whatever his name was. I don't know who this is with the hat. There's the new family. There's Martin's wife. Or, no. Who is this? I don't remember who. Yeah, that's Martin's wife, right? Yeah. Who is this guy with the hat? I don't know. Oh, there's old, the Widow Kemperin. Oh yeah, look, you can even see how their art style is significantly different than most other people. The two elders of the town. I'm assuming this is Father Thomas. Here's Kat. There's, I don't know, someone here with a very bleak look about them. Anyway. Everyone, listen. We all know why we're here. Nothing I'm going to say will be a surprise. Nothing I'm going to say hasn't already been spoken behind closed doors, whispered dear neighbors. Nothing I'm going to say is untruthful. So it's time we started saying it openly. Year after year, the Abbey has found new ways to tax the peasants. Piece by piece, the Abbey has taken away our rights to use God's forest to support our families. Law after law gets heaped upon us. Restrictions on how we can pay rent. Limits on where we can move and who we can wed. And now, the death tax, which once claimed only our best animal and garment, takes half our estate. No consideration for widows. No consideration for children. Ulrich, what about the town council, the Rathaus? Rathaus, a community hall where people meet, typically a council that governs day-to-day affairs under the authority of a lord. Surely that is a sign that the abbot wishes to share his power, to listen to our grievances. You have a good heart, Ulrich. You always want to see the best in people. But no. The council is a way for the abbot to divide us, to pit a favored few against the many. This is not charity. No, only greed and desperation drive Father Gerno. You'd think that if the abbot could, he'd steal a dead man's soul from heaven itself. And when we protested, what did Father Gerno do? He locked the shrine of St. Moritz. He wouldn't allow the people of this town, the farmers of this land, to pray before the relic, Moritz the Hand. Now, when we most need the intercession of our saint, the abbot has shut us out. Father Gerno's actions aren't just. They aren't Christian. We've endured this abuse for too long. It's time we let the abbot know we won't take it anymore. Hell yeah. Dude, Otto. Fuck yeah. Some people raising their fists in agreement. Let's see who. This guy with the hat. This grim-looking fellow. I think maybe new guy with the red beard. Martin. Till. Dude, Till looks like the same age almost. I don't know. I can't really tell. Peter. Ill Peter. All right. Too right. Here, here. Yes. This has to stop. Let's fix this. Oh, new people in town. Hana. Stop. This is foolish. Soldiers are already patrolling nearby towns. If you push against the abbey, you'll incur the Duke's wrath. You could get the town razed and everyone killed. Hannah's right. The Duke is a powerful force in Bavaria. You're always playing a dangerous game, Otto. You lot are no match for trained soldiers. If you don't relent, you'll be ground into dust like the Swabian peasants. We could always grind you up instead, Leonard. They might be right if there are soldiers about. I don't know about this. Look over. We must stand by what is right. God is on our side. Ellipses. Don't be shy. Speak up if you have cause. Martin. We won't be overrun. The peasants of Salzburg were able to take the city and have their cause heard. If the people can get the Archbishop of Salzburg to listen to them, then we can do the same with the abbot. Master Andreas, do you think my family in Salzburg is all right? I don't know, Casper, but we can find out. Quiet, Casper, I'm trying to listen. I don't know, Casper, but we can find out. All right. Enough is enough. We can't stand by while the abbot continues treating us poorly. People all over Swabia are taking back their God-given rights. Why shouldn't we do the same? A righteous cause. Martin's right. We deserve better. We can do this. Well spoken, Martin. Everyone's ought to consider what he said. Martin has proved dependable these last few years. But if the words of men can't persuade you, perhaps a sign from a greater power will. The abbot may have locked us out of our saint shrine, but God has shown me that he is with us. Ellipses. I think that's all I should say for now. Thank you all for coming. Good day, Andreas. Clara, it's been too long. It's lovely to see you again. Hello, Clara, how are you? Clara, it's been too long. Hello, Andreas. I'm surprised to see you after your long absence from Tassing. At this rate, we thought we'd never see you again. What can I say? I miss the alpine air, and the people, of course. I was on the road back to Nuremberg, actually, and wondered how you all were getting on. I was gone too long. I'm sorry for not sending word of my arrival. I was gone too long. I'm sorry for not sending word of my arrival. You certainly did pick an odd time to visit. We're in the middle of a strange season. Ah, you found the Gertners. Your speech was very rousing, Otto. I swear they get better at each time. I hope the Duke doesn't catch word of this, Otto. The town could suffer for it. Are you looking for trouble, Otto? I hope the Duke doesn't catch word. We're past the point of caring, Maler. If you were in our position, you'd understand that. You're right. It's not my place to judge. I'm just concerned. Say nothing. You're right. It's not my place to judge. I'm just concerned. It's appreciated, but we know the risks. Otto, did you really see a sign from God? Is that true? Oh, look. Finally, we get to see how this thing really works. It's a gauge that fills up. And we have reached checkmark for it to happen. Wow. Okay. Huh. Convince Otto to talk about his sign from God. 3 ups. Understood why many people hate the abbot. 2 up. We're surprised Lorenz wasn't killed sooner. 2 up. 2 up again. Disobeyed the abbot to get Otto's help for the dig. Oh, because we have the pass, we're like best buds. 3 up. Stood your ground when Matthew approached the grave. Oh, he really liked that. 1 up. Said you didn't care if Matthew told the abbot about the dig. Sure, he likes me being forthright. Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, I like Otto, right? We get along well. It is, Andreas, I swear. Come, talk to me later. I'll tell you what I can, all right? Anyway, Andreas, you and yours should come by the house for supper. We'd be delighted to have you. That sounds wonderful. We'll be there, Clara. Sound good to you, Caspar? Let's ask Caspar. Yes, Master Andreas, I'm starving. Our table is a little sparse lately, but we'll be sure to feed you well. Thank you. We'll see you there. Gosh, we should, give them money or something. We're doing pretty well, apparently. Good lord. Okay. Time for food. Go to the Gertners for supper. Can we investigate around a bit? Hey, Andreas. How's it going?
Andreas! We're back in Tassing.
Just for a few days. I wanted to pay my respects to Brother Piero. I'm just passing through on my way back to Nuremberg. I want to pay my respects to Brother Piero.
Oh, yes. Brother Piero. What a talent with color. I'm sorry, Andreas. He was a sweet old man. I talk to him sometimes on my breaks up at the abbey.
I'm surprised Prior Ference didn't give you an earful.
Well, he did before the, unpleasantness. I'm sure you know it shook things up at the abbey for a while.
I'd imagine. Brother Guy made it clear I wasn't welcome at Kearsall when I arrived, so, yes. Let's say that.
For what it's worth, you're still welcome in Tassing. Anyway. Matthew's prior now. Still strict, but a bit quieter about it.
Matthew has always struck me as quite pious. So maybe it's a change for the best. Let's say that.
Who's to say? We don't have to live by the rule.
The rule again? What was that? The Rule of St. Benedict of Nursia is a book of instructions for monks living together under the guidance of an abbot. Written in the 6th century, the rule provides the principles for living a monastic life. Right.
And again, we all have to live under Father Gerdo's rule, which is probably worse.
Oh. Are you in with the peasants, Andreas? I don't think the abbot's all that bad. You in with the peasants, Andreas?
Well, of course. Gerdo's been running them into the ground. On top of that, we can't even use the forest anymore. Any of us used to be able to go fishing in there. Not anymore.
How far are you going to take this? Hope things don't get bloody. How far are you going to take it?
Well, I don't know. Don't ask me, I'm not leading the thing. But I trust in Otto and the peasants do too.
He's a good man. I hope your trust is well placed. Be careful, Andreas. He's a good man.
Whole town knows it. Even Leonard, even though he wouldn't admit it. Say, Andreas, how's the married life been treating you? After you left here and returned to Nuremberg, I take it you were married.
I was. Sabine, she was waiting for me. I was. Marriage is a legal requirement for becoming a recognized master craftsman. I was. Sabine, she was waiting for me.
I hope that the married life has treated you well. I still not have found anyone. I fear it's never going to happen.
Really? Not a single person has caught your eye? Honestly, don't bother. Don't even bother. Marriage is not worth it. Not a single person has caught your eye?
Well, when I was in Innsbruck a few years ago, I saw a real pretty girl at the market, selling painted pots. I think about her sometimes, maybe more than is Christian.
Hold on. You need to go back to Innsbruck and find that pretty girl. I can tell you now, Andreas, it's not worth the effort. Don't let the pretty facade fool you. You need to go back to Innsbruck and find her.
What? Really?
You're older than me and you're not married. Go find her. It's how it should be. Life is too short to spend dreaming about the loves you could have had. Trust me. Do you think Tyrolean men are better than Bavarians? Life's too short.
You seem to feel strongly about this, Andreas. But it sounds foolish, juvenile, you might say.
Maybe, but it feels right. Don't overthink it. Just take my advice. I may not have found true love, but that doesn't mean you can't. You know what? You're absolutely right. Forget I said anything. Maybe, but it feels right.
Well, if I ever have the chance to get back to Innsbruck, maybe I will. There's something to look forward to, after all. I thank you, Andreas. You're a man of inspiration.
A pleasure. Until later, Andreas.
Until then.
Otto's speech. Let's check up here, central town and whatnot. The bakery, of course. Oh, wow. Looks even more bakery than last time. Oh, Anna. Oh my god, she still has my hat. Oh my god, she's been wearing my hat the whole time. Anna. Hello, Master Andreas. Or, no, she sounds like someone else if I do that. Hello, Master Andreas. Alright, Gret. God bless you, Andreas. I'm thankful you returned to Tassing after so long. We prayed so fondly for you after you left. Thank you, Gret. I've kept Tassing in my prayers as well. It's very kind of you. You shouldn't have bothered. I've done well for myself, but Tassing... Hope your prayers offset the abbot's. He's not as fond of me as the rest of Tassing. Let's mention the abbot, right? Maybe she'll get talking more about Otto's talk. Yeah, hope your prayers offset the abbot's. He's not as fond of me as the rest of Tassing. Andreas! I'm sure the abbot prays for your wellness, even if you left on poor terms. And now God has allowed you to return. Perhaps God is providing an opportunity for the two of you to reconcile. Perhaps he is. I suppose I could talk to the abbot at least. It would take a miracle, Gret. It would take a miracle. Our Lord brought the dead back to life, Andreas. I'm sure he will provide. Keep faith. That's what Ulrich and I do. I feel like there's a few people in Tassing who could use... that reassurance. Ah, that's right. You were at Otto's speech earlier. Yes, Tassing's peasants are struggling, and now even we townsfolk are pinched by the abbot's new restrictions. I worry about my husband. He's getting too involved with the whole business. What Gerno is doing in Tassing is wrong, and Otto is standing up to him. You disagree with Ulrich? You're right to be worried. Otto's protests look like the start of a revolt. Fuck. I'm here with Otto. Right? Huh. I'm down for Otto's fucking, like, peasant revolution. But I want to hear more about her insight. You disagree with Ulrich? Yes, I do. I love my husband, but sometimes I worry that he focuses too intently on the details. He does not see that he may be both prudent and Christian. I pray that I am not acting selfishly, but the abbot's taxes have affected us too. What about Anna's future? Ulrich has been offering credit to Peter for years, which I've accepted, but now we can only bake so much bread a week before we go hungry ourselves. Can you talk to him, Andreas? Of course, Gret, but I can't promise I'll change his mind. I'd rather not drive a wedge between you two. Of course, Gret, but I can't promise I'll change his mind. God bless you, Andreas. That's all I ask. Look at us, getting involved in shit again. Right? We're gonna drive a wedge between those two. We told Andreas to go off and seek love. Though I do feel good about the Andreas situation, even if it doesn't work out, right? I think a lot of folks, even in real life to this day, right? A lot of these problems still hold up, because they're just very human, you know? But, like, people will, get worried about finding someone when they've still got a lot ahead of them, right? I feel like it's just a very human concern to have. The way that I often think about, not to get off on too much of a tangent here, think about the Andreas situation. The way that I think about it, though, is I look at people who have been in multiple long-term relationships, like especially in generations prior to mine that are a bit older. Like my mom, for example. People who experience divorce after a long time of being together and then find someone else who they're very much happy with, right? And not necessarily it's the next person that they find or whatever, but, you know, people will find someone else that they really enjoy the company of at a much later age, right? Like, well into adulthood or even beyond that, right? In the case of others. And the true can be the same for someone who is young, right? Like, just because you're not in a relationship now doesn't mean that you couldn't possibly be in one later, right? That you find even more fulfilling, you know? There's just a wealth of things ahead of you, right? But I think the issue is that it's just, I don't know how you combat it without, like, maybe if you had, like, a degree in psychology or something, you'd have a better understanding of it. But I don't know, it just seems like a very human thing to worry about something like that, right? Because certainly I've been there, right? I think most folks have. Anyway, when next we come back, we will continue looking around town. We've got a few things on our docket I'm sure we'll refer to. It is very interesting, I think, to refer to Lucky, or really anyone. It'll be very interesting to talk to anyone who could have been a potential suspect, right? That's very fascinating to me because that's some really heavy reactivity and, like, differences going on, right? Like that's probably some of the biggest shit because these characters just might not be around in a different playthrough, right? And what they do and how they react to the world is very unique to your own playthrough because, like I said, they just, in another life, they're not here. All right. Well, when next we come back, we're going to keep looking around. Until next time, please take care of each other.